challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you. Another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge. When I remember I go. Somebody does this. I remember run away, me I go. Run away, me I go. Run away, me I go.
Action Group on the Protection of Civic Actors, a Nigerian coalition of media and civil society groups working alongside international allies, sounds the alarm on the recent surge in attacks on press freedom and the silencing of dissent civic voices. A free press and public participation are fundamental pillars of our democracy. Thus, the continuous silencing of journalists and civic actors who hold power accountable undermines the provision of sections 22 and 39 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, which guarantees freedom of the press and the freedom of expression respectively. Furthermore, the coordinated use of state resources, the mischievous interpretation and hyper-application of laws, especially the Cybercrimes Act of 2015, which has now been amended, and the abuse of power and public institutions are all draconian tactics deployed to further shrink Nigeria's fragile civic space. Thus, tactics have no place in a democracy where accountability and transparency in governance are essential. Particularly, the recent abduction and continued detention of Daniel Ojukwu, a journalist with the Foundation for Investigative Journalism, exemplifies this disregard for the rule of law and democratic principles. Mr. Daniel Ojukwu's fundamental human rights have been blatantly violated. Even though the Nigeria police has filed no formal charges, he remains in custody. Additionally, Daniel's unlawful arrest and detention contravenes the combined reading and cumulative effect of sections 35, 34, and 41 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, which protects the right to respect for the dignity of his person, his personal liberty, and freedom of movement. Daniel Ojukwu's case is the most recent in a recurring trend of similar attacks and harassment aimed at the media and other civic actors by Nigerian law enforcement and security agents. The familiar pattern these attacks seem to take is that the instrumentality of the Nigerian security apparatus is set loose on these individuals as soon as they express views unfavorable to the administration, or in cases of journalists, as soon as they publish credible stories that cast the administration in an unflattering light. The expression of opinions, however critical they are of the government, is one of the critical bedrocks of a democracy. Consequently, we unequivocally demand Daniel's abduction. Consequently, we unequivocally condemn Daniel's abduction and unlawful detention as unconstitutional, illegal, immoral, and unbecoming in a country that claims to practice democracy. We maintain that for Nigeria to claim its status as the continent's largest democracy, its institutions and law enforcement agencies must uphold established standards and procedures consistent with democratic norms. Until then, Nigeria cannot reconcile the title of the largest democracy in Africa with the practices and principles reminiscent of a police state. We also condemn the incessant use and abuse of the remand order process, which is observed to be the new machinery for which the Nigeria police continuously violates the rights of Nigeria citizens. It is discovered that the police boast of obtaining a remand order without providing such a document for the suspect or his lawyers to see whenever they unlawfully arrest individuals. Even when such orders are obtained, it is usually cloaked with suspicion, as the court from which it is obtained is usually miles away from the police station where the suspect is detained, even where there is an established law within a shorter distance of the police station. This is contrary to the rule of law, and it should be of great concern to the police that it would be seen by the general public as an institution that acts and conducts its duties contrary to the rule of law, which is critical to the sustenance of our democracy. Mr. Daniel Ojukwu, if he is accused of a crime, should be promptly charged and given a fair trial under the Nigerian law, which presumes innocent until proven guilty. As such, his continued detention is equivalent to an extrajudicial trial and punishment. It is in the Inspector General of Police interest to offer opportunities for the international community to rate the Tinubu administration's compliance and respect for its human rights commitments positively. Premised on the above, we demand the following. 1. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, ensure Daniel Ojukwu's immediate release and uphold his fundamental human rights, as his continued detention without charges undermines Nigeria's democratic standing and risks further erosion of public trust. State resources, too, are redirected towards securing the lives and property of Nigerian citizens rather than the abuse, assault, and attack on civic actors. Number 3, a right-based review of laws that are subject to vexatious interpretation, amending them to reflect democratic norms and principles. Number 4, invitations by the police should be in writing, documented, and undersigned by their legal representatives. It is illegal to arbitrarily show up and pick somebody without setting course. And number 5, finally, all requests for individuals to accompany law enforcement personnel to a station for questioning or detainment should be documented with a duly authorized warrant and acknowledged in writing by the individual, ensuring that their legal rights are understood. This has been undersigned by 21 non-governmental organizations and civil society organizations in Nigeria. But I must state importantly that this is day 9 since Daniel Ojukwu has been unlawfully abducted and is being continually detained at the 4th CID here in Abuja. It is unlawful, it is unconstitutional, it is immoral, it is against every principle that governs a democratic society.
Exactly.
So we are here to demand one thing: release Daniel Ojukwu immediately.
No.
If Nigeria is a democratic state, Nigeria must ensure that it applies by its constitutional principles and it respects every law that the Nigerian government is signatory to, including the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. That is the ICCPR. So we are demanding one thing: release Daniel Ojukwu now.
So should they fail to release Daniel Ojukwu, what will be your next line of action?
So should they fail to release Daniel Ojukwu, we'll continue to engage. We have the court also to approach. We make sure that we do everything within democratic principles, within our human rights, to make sure that Daniel Ojukwu is released. He's still being detained. He's still being detained. We have engaged since the last 8 days. We've been engaging relevant members of the Nigerian police to make sure that he is released on bail. He is released at least on administrative bail while investigation is going on. None of that has yielded results right now. And until Daniel Ojukwu is released, we will keep demanding that the right thing should be done by the Nigerian police.
I have to be elaborate in my response. What I want to say is this, that I have heard you and I have heard all your demands. This will be communicated to the appropriate authorities, and I assure you that our Inspector General of Police will definitely take a step towards the liberation of Daniel Ojukwu. Or if it means charging him, it will be done so accordingly. Thank you very much.
What's the name?
I am CP Vongo Kwaimo.
And what's your position, sir?
I am the Commissioner of Police in charge of federal operations.
Should we be expecting that Daniel will be discharged today?
Well, I cannot speak for my seniors. I said that I will communicate to them, and I believe that appropriate action will be taken. Please, I really appreciate the way you came in, and I want you to go back in peace and without people hijacking this situation to commit other crimes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Fight for your right, yo. Are you sure?
Why we are here today.
We want Daniel Ojukwu.
What are we demanding?
We want Daniel Ojukwu.
What are we demanding?
We want Daniel Ojukwu.
What are we demanding?
We want Daniel Ojukwu.
So that the IG can hear. What are we demanding?
We need Daniel Ojukwu.
What are we demanding?
We need Daniel Ojukwu.
What are we demanding?
We need Daniel Ojukwu. Another challenge, you. Someone challenge, you. Another challenge, you. Another challenge.
Ìfẹ́ kọjá o.
Just wait, man. I will come. I will come for you.
Guys, let's go to the other side.
Now, free Ojukwu now. 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 Free Ojukwu now.